And then, fuck. Oh, I should know this one because my buddy used to date the heiress from this cheese factory.
Her name is Queen Brie. Sorry, Princess Brie.
Yeah, she was the heiress of it, and she did hair, and oh man,
Is she gonna marry Cheddar Jack?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her family's name, but it's a big one.
Is it the Mars Cheese Castle family?
Princess Peach. Peaches and cream, that's what it is. They're not terrible, but I say out of...
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Okay.
You're scared.
You're scared of it?
Well, I'm scared that it's a tall boy.
Oh.
And
you're
if I don't like it...
You're stuck with it?
I'm stuck with it. But I trust you. And honestly, this looks like the beer you would bring to my apartment. So usually it's pretty good. But it also looks like you're just trying to get rid of it out of the fridge. It's doable.
Yeah, it's like an interesting...
The peach is the aftertaste.
Yeah, the cream is also the aftertaste.
It is. Almost milky.
It's really what you want out of a beer. You want to have your real milky beer.
I'm a little uncomfortable staring directly at you right now.
It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. What do we... how do we describe this place? My dad's garage?
Yeah, your dad's prisoner basement. We're in a tool shed, I think.
I was going to say, if you had to take a guess, what does my dad do for a living?
He's a carpenter.
Yeah.
Right?
Carpenter contractor, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got spare wood, nail guns.
He has the most neatly put together ropes over here.
Oh, that's his pride and joy, is making sure like ropes or cords they're wound up nicely.
I can tell. They're
wound up nicely.
Look at that ratchet strap. That is very nice.
Well, I think those are bought like that.
Oh, I was gonna say those are the best.
If he was doing that on the regular basis, that's insane.
That's wow. Yeah, he's got a heater in here. Man, he's got everything. This is a
dad's.
This is
This is
whatever you think your dad owns in a garage. This is that and more. Michael's Christmas present.
So if you're wondering how big this place is, it's not. It's a one car. I mean, it fits. It doesn't fit my dad's truck. There's a motorcycle to my left, Judd's right now.
And also, if you're also wondering, there's Michael's Christmas present up in the top right corner.
Is it? The what is that?
It's a little toy tractor.
Case IH, baby.
Yeah.
Do you know I almost modeled for Steel?
Wait. You almost modeled for...
Steel, STIHL.
Yeah, the weed whacker company. the
chainsaw company. Yeah.
I guess they have a good weed whacker. I used to use it in the Streets Parks days.
So the company I worked for in high school was a promotional merchandising company that my aunt and my dad's sister co-owned.
Yeah.
And so my first job was working in the warehouse. And they came up and they're like, hey, they're doing like a catalog shoot. And the first one was, hey, will you be the poster boy for Rockwell Automation, which is where my mom works.
Yeah.
Which is how like my parents met. And I go, no, I do not want my mom to go through the company catalog when it comes out a year and be like, I wonder what shirt I'm going to get this year. And then it's me. Absolutely not.
She would be so proud.
She'd be so proud, but I would be so... in high school, you're like 14, 15.
She
16.
would be showing everyone the catalog
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Or she'd be making fun of it. Like I get my sense of humor from her, for sure. Or she would definitely tease. It would be everywhere. She would just post it on the wall. I'm like, oh. And then they asked if I'd do the Steel one, and I was like, I don't want to. And then they made other warehouse workers do it. And so, like 30 grown-ass men. Which they should be doing.
You'd be wearing Steel clothing.
Yeah, like a Steel T-shirt, and I was going to be on a... What is it? You ever in, like the brick-and-mortar stores? Let's say you went to, like, a Steel store.
Yeah.
And they have, like, the cardboard displays with all the T-shirt sizes. I'd be on the side of the cardboard display, just, like, hands in pocket. Be like... Steel.
Is that your blue steel right there?
That's it. I go, fuck no. When it came back, I was laughing so hard at the guys that they forced to do it because they couldn't force us to do it.
Did you ever model for anything? No? Oh, man. I would love to have found those pictures.
You would have already found them.
No. Oh, man. That would have been so funny.
I was thinking well ahead of my time. Like, someone's going to find these and use these against me one day. Didn't think about the fedora picture, but, you know. When you're on your 8th grade graduation trip or your state fair trip, you know. Live and let loose, baby.
You get your hat wearing from your dad, apparently.
Yeah.
I went back home and my parents still have like my high school like graduation photo up, my like the pictures and everything. Man, did I look so dumb. I look so dumb.
At least yours are more updated than ours. Like
no, there's one that is me. So I won state baseball. And when you win state baseball, you don't get to keep the trophy. Like you don't get to like.
Yeah.
So my dad and mom got me a replica state trophy. But it also holds a baseball from the game. Because I pitched and
that's cool.
So the game I won when I pitched, they have that in the trophy encased. And then on the trophy it has a picture of me. And it's the worst picture ever. I'm not even in the game. They took a picture of me when I was looking at someone else on the fence while we were hitting.
Over like
I'm like hitting, and I'm like, we're hitting, and I'm like looking away, and like off in the distance, and my mouth is open.
Seeds are falling out.
And it's the worst picture. And my mom goes, "Look how focused you are in this picture." I'm like, "Mom, I'm not even looking at the field.
I'm trying to find the ball.
what am I focused on?" It is the worst picture ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think our parents went through a phase. I think everyone's parents went through a phase where, like, we're going to frame everything. We're going to have pictures of our kids up. And then they just stop. And then those are the pictures they have up forever. Like, our pictures all on the same day. And we got them as gifts. They were from my dad's sisters, where it was us three just at practice at a football, or where we played football, after our games. And it's just our headshots. And if you go upstairs, that's the picture my dad has of us. That's it. That's it.
It's like, but it's also, when are you and your three brothers all in the same place?
Exactly. Well, I guess
Did you take one at the golf outing?
No.
You should have took one.
The last one I think we have together. We used to always do family Christmas pictures. Those are ones you could find. We're dressed up as. Last time we did it, we had like I'm this elf or that. My mom gets like the weirdest shit. She got us onesies once. It was the Abominable Snowman, a Yeti, or like Bigfoot, a reindeer, and shit like that. I'll show them. I'll send them to you. I don't care.
That's funny. Now, are you guys actually like you get matching stuff every year for pictures?
For a while, like my parents always did Christmas pictures. So like, we would take them. Those would be our like pictures together. We just kind of stopped because we would throw fits. We're like, we don't want to fucking do this anymore. We haven't done it in a while. But I think the last picture we have together is when I was in college, and they both came to visit me. They were just both there.
Yeah.
Not to visit me. They were just there because they could drink, and I worked at a bar. Like, let's go to Michael's bar. We could drink for free and underage. And I was off work, and I was like, all right, we'll get a picture together because this will never happen again. And it happened to be a picture, the same, like, orientation, Steven, me, Andrew, as the last first day of school picture we took when we were kids.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So our Christmas present last year was a side-by-side puzzle from my mom. She was really into puzzles last year. I was like, you got to build your present. She hasn't built it yet.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm not into. That was
coincidentally enough, the year she was into puzzle, like building up to the Christmas, like puzzle every weekend. She was doing one, and then she got to one that she was just discouraged with. She goes, "This one sucks. Stop doing them." I'm like, "I've already bought you 4 puzzles for Christmas."
I mean, that's how a lot of things are nowadays. Like, remember when everyone was playing Wordle? We're like, we're never gonna stop playing Wordle.
Yeah.
And then who still plays Wordle? You know?
I see weird like TikTok videos where teachers are playing with their kids, but other than that,
yeah, but that's like, that's also weird.
Keeps them active.
Yeah. What's on your For You page? You're just watching.
My For You page is weird. It's you ever get? I saw Jack sent me. I'm all over the place. Jack sent me this morning. Did he send you the video of 2 Bears, 1 Cave talking about rogues and zins?
No, I did not see that.
He goes, See, I go, all right, we're basically 2 bears in 1 cave now.
Why didn't he put it on the?
But I don't know.
Yeah, it's so
we
funny.
all need to be better about putting more stuff out. I put nothing out.
No, why didn't he put it on the group chat?
I don't know. He just DM'd it to me on Instagram.
Wow, Jack, I see how it is.
I thought it was weird when he DM'd it, and it was his like normal account.
Yeah, and then our past guest Josh saw Jack out in the wild today.
Yeah, busy. Dude.
Yeah, so I'm out in the wild, and he goes, "Oh, we should all get together." And I instantly like, "Well, what are you doing tonight?" And he goes, you know what?
Bluff called immediately.
Yeah, instantly retracted his statement of that.
Yeah, we couldn't fit another person in here.
True. Like he would have to sit on a lap, which some of the audience members I think would like.
Would love.
Are you? So I mean, that's the big thing now on our podcast is, are we going to start a Patreon just for feet?
I think if we did a Patreon, I would get another camera and just put it at our feet, and it'd be the whole podcast just our feet showing the whole time.
Like no edits whatsoever.
No, it's just like this, just like this, but low. Jesus, slipped. Yeah, it's our views are kind of going down. We haven't showed feet in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm still happy we have some. It means not everyone is.
I mean, yeah, we want everyone to be exclusive. Like it wants to be everyone watch it.
Yeah.
Not just certain people. We want everyone to watch it. Share it to all your friends.
Our demographic is 98% male, though.
That's good.
I like a few females. We're approachable people. We're not, wearing orange hunting hats in a garage full of power tools.
That's true. Yeah. This is the most manliest podcast you could be right now. And you went hunting this weekend.
I did go hunting, and I didn't strike out. Don't you just feel like I could
shoot me? No. Don't shoot me.
There's nothing in it and no air going to it, but isn't it not uncomfortable when someone's pointing something at you like that? But yeah, hunting went well. It was the warmest weekend of hunting I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, it was. I mean, which is not bad.
For a sit, no, but for deer activity, for people who don't know, you want it a little colder. You want some snow so you can see them a little better.
Yeah. But
this was weirdly enough the most active year I've ever been a part of. People around us cleared out their property, so our property became like a funnel for deer.
See, that's that's what I think a lot of people or a lot of hunters like don't really take into consideration. It's like, when do corn get taken off of fields? When do the rivers or lakes like freeze over because they're gonna go to where the feed is?
Oh yeah.
My dad always said, like the years that we don't see anything is the years that there's standing corn on the other property. And did you just spill that?
I just spilled a beer. Fuck, sorry. Dude.
I'm sure there's ShamWow in here somewhere.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
You want me to use one of the T-shirts that he has over here?
No.
Wait, right, it's right there.
No, we're good.
There we go.
We're good.
Okay.
I was like, where the fuck is the beer? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah,
you know
right.
what happened? You fucking hit it with your gun.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Fuck. I did shoot something.
Yeah. You shot some of this.
I did, yeah. It was funny is I took back on my statement that'll I guess come out tomorrow, but I was like, I'll shoot a doe Sunday. I usually wait for bucks. I haven't shot anything in 5 years, and I'm not a shoot-to-shoot person at all. Like, I wait until I haven't shot anything in 5 years. And I was like, this is a good size. Dropped her.
Wait, how long were you in the stand for? Makes it sound like you were 5 minutes in.
It wasn't that long. I mean, it was probably hour and a half. We sat for like 5.5 hours. We do it in chunks. So we'll do like morning, lunch, go out in the afternoon. Because we're outside, we're not in your prissy little boxed in. I know you were in the blind all year, but
what do you want me to do?
I'm jealous. And then I saw the buck yesterday, and that was good. I still, as long as I've hunted, still taking a life is a lot.
When you say it like that.
It's a lot, man.
I think
you have respect for it.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing to understand, and also, it's hunting is it's a passed down, respecting the land, like growing up on a farm. Like a lot of people were like, oh, how do you deal with eating cows or yeah. I mean, but in a way, it's like we're using the land, we're using the resources that we have been given, and this is like a tradition we've done for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You know, it's
better than getting it from the grocery store. Like, you're providing nothing.
Yeah. Like I was like, well, I'm eating not preservatives. You know, it's like I've never had to go buy milk in my life, and our milk has no like preservatives in it. It doesn't have a due date or granted it will go.
How long does it last?
Longer than what the milk in stores will do.
Yeah.
But at the same point, like,
do you have to refrigerate it?
So basically what you do is you
educate me on the milk.
Yeah. So basically, there's a thing called the bulk tank, and that's where the milk is. And my mom would go out there.
The bulk of the milk?
No, so that's where I mean, you're not wrong. It's a terrible joke, but you're not wrong. And my mom would go out there and dip it in, and basically dip a pitcher in, and put it on the counter. And when you put it on the counter, or you bring it in and put it on the counter, and then it would you wait and let the cream rise to the top, and it's warm. The milk is warm.
Sorry.
And so you let the cream rise, and then when the cream rises to the top, you take a skimmer and you just skim off the top cream, and then you put it in the fridge. You let it cool. And then when it's cool, you're ready to drink.
Okay. You obviously like the taste of that better than anything in the store.
Oh yeah.
Can you describe for everyone else that has never had, milk straight from the creamery?
Yeah.
What is describe the taste?
You kind of described it. It's creamy. It's like a creamer. Like, you ever have like butter that you're like, oh, that's good. Like, it's like creamy butter. That's pretty much what like the milk tastes like. It's like creamy. It's delicious. It kind of like isn't watery as much.
I guess some milk. Yeah. I mean, if you're getting the skim milk, why are you doing that?
Yeah, like. That's really what it is.
So you guys make your own butter too?
We don't make our own butter. We don't make our own cheese either. We send all our milk.
Butter's easy though.
We send all our milk and stuff to a Oak Grove Dairy, which was a cheese factory that my friends owned. My friend's dad owned, and now my friend owns. But yeah, so they would make the cheese and give it to us as well. Like, they would also like make cheese curds and butter and all that stuff. So that's where we'd get it. So it's not like our milk wasn't going to what we were eating.
So as well as you can tell the difference between milks. You're like, I know what's good milk, what's bad milk. Yeah.
Should we blind taste
it? So here's my game today.
He's got a bunch of milks.
We should do that once. Because have you ever had skim milk? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, since I've moved out of my parents' place.
Since you've gone, L.A.
Real breaking Amish over here.
Could you tell the difference in butters? What do you think?
Do
you have a butter recommendation when you go to the grocery store? Like,
Land O'Lakes is pretty good.
Land O'Lakes? Okay, so you know nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah, I think me like butter's fine. Cheese, I do. I can tell you some good cheeses.
Okay. Hit me.
If you're looking for string cheese, I do love a good string cheese. Barker's string cheese.
Why? Is this your personal preference?
So they don't come in like single packages. Anytime you put like plastic on cheese, it kind of like gets also the taste of plastic. So it's like a brick of string cheese,
they're all,
and you have to pull one off. And then it's called Barker. That's like good stuff. Sargento does good stuff.
Yeah,
that's locally, any type of DuPont Cheese Factory. If you see DuPont Cheese Factory, their cheese curds pretty known locally, or probably Wisconsinly. That's always good. Wyowega is another good one. And then I should know this one because my buddy used to date the heiress from this cheese factory.
Her name is Queen Brie. Sorry, Princess Brie.
Yeah, she was the heiress of it, and she did hair, and oh man.
Is she gonna marry Cheddar Jack?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm blanking on her family's name, but it's a big one.
Is it the Mars Cheese Castle family?
Princess Peach? No, man, I'm gonna have to look that up. Fuck. Well, that one's from like.
Do you have a go-to cheese flavor? Would you call it a cheese flavor or cheese like brand.
Oh, yeah.
Not brand. But
Like kind of cheese?
Yeah.
Um,
Category?
yeah, I mean, I don't. It depends on what it is. I mean,
Depends on what you're having it on.
yeah. I mean, for like tacos, I mean, it's underrated to get like a sharp cheddar.
Oh, I love a sharp cheddar.
Yeah.
If you're going to get cheese, like, because it's,
I
you're
know
not putting a lot on, so
a lot of
you
people are
want to
like,
taste
"Oh,
it.
we want to get the Mexican cheese," and I'm
No,
like,
you
"Dude, just
why?
gotta get cheddar."
Good cheddar. Colby Jack's like a good, you ever seen that viral video of Colby Jack? I sent it to you. I think that's a basic pepper jack on sandwiches.
Yeah.
Always. That's my burger or sandwich cheese is pepper jack.
Okay.
Like a little spice.
I like a good Swiss. Ham and
Oh.
Swiss. A ham and Swiss is.
Yep. Ham and Swiss, but nothing else with Swiss.
Oh yeah, no. But also for some weird reason, I don't know why I'm like this. I mean, my parents they got the wheels, and it doesn't have it doesn't say what it is on it. You just get a wheel of cheese, and it's in plastic.
What do you mean it doesn't say?
It doesn't say what it is on it.
When you sent the bulk of your milk out
No,
to
and my
the
parents,
cheese
my mom
factory.
and dad would order it from them. So they'd be like, all right, when you come pick up our milk, we want
3 wheels.
or this.
We'd like
and
a
that.
tricycle of
Yeah,
cheese,
yeah,
please.
and they would,
yeah.
and I think it would be at a discounted rate, but they would just take it out of whatever.
But
how
it's
much-
factory's choice.
So my parents would have a wheel of cheese. And I wouldn't really know. I assume it would be some sort of cheddar or some sort of but what I would usually do is I love thin pieces of cheese.
Oh yeah.
Like the thinner, like I want to see through my cheese.
Okay.
For some reason, that hits so good.
You did that little prosciutto slicing. I
Yeah,
had you do.
yeah.
I rewatched that video the other day. It was so fucking funny. Only to me, I think. But
Yeah, because you gave me a full-on ham.
you're the first person ever. I was like, "Do you want a window ham?" And
No.
you're like,
You said you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this forever, and you like stop.
I stopped it. Well, because the ham was just sitting out, which they say it should, but it was sitting in an apartment in downtown Milwaukee with a dirty rag covering it, and
It
was getting hard.
It was so funny. The other day I saw, because it was prosciutto is what it was, and the other day it said it was a video of all the muscles in your back, and it like took like a video of like your back with the spine, and then it showed all the muscles that go into your back, and someone just commented, "Man, why do I have so much prosciutto on my back?" Because that's what it looked like.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah, but shit.
Speaking of back, I've been going to a chiropractor.
Oh,
We'll get back to cheese.
okay.
I'm
No.
thinking of-
Let's go with the chiropractor stuff.
I think I'm getting scammed. Well, not scammed. So I have I make deals, not deals, but like relationships at the gym and bring health and fitness companies in there. And there's a company, I won't mention their name. They're very nice people, but they came in and they're like, we do like chiropractics and spine health and all that.
Oh my god.
And do you know the name of it?
All right, keep going.
And so they do like basic assessments. And like you can, without insurance, we'll do a $20 assessment. You get 2 appointments.
Yep.
They'll take like the x-rays and stuff like that. Dude, they fucked me up. They're like, everything's wrong with you. And then I also, like, when I went to my credit and their credit, I go, these are the things that I find that are bothering me. So, like, my TMJ, which why I always pop my jaw like that. I'm trying to, like, loosen it up. Or my head is forward for how much I'm fucking doing this editing. And I'm like, I know that's not good. And they're like, oh, we will help with all that. We'll do therapy and stuff like that. And I'm like, I did the cash option. Like, every time you come in, you just pay $50, which is not bad for a chiropractor. And then I did my first 2 sessions. First one, I was like, oh, it was basic. And I'm like, it's going to get more intense from here. And I just scan in. And then like, oh, okay, good. Glad you're here. And then scan in next to the adjustment table. They'll crack me in 2 places. And they're like, you're good to go. Go do your therapies we told you about yesterday. I go, that it? And
Yeah.
Yeah. I go, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah. And you paid $50 for that.
Yeah.
And they just told you what to do.
They'll crack me. I mean, that's, to be honest, that's most health and wellness companies is you're getting told what to do. Like, my job as a personal trainer, I could tell you these are your workouts to do. The only thing I'm doing is babysitting you. It's adult babysitting.
Yeah,
watching your
you're
form.
also looking for,
Form and stuff like that.
Yeah, form.
But the minute you're with someone long enough and they know how to do the form, the people who are paying for training are paying for accountability. They're not paying for training.
True. That's a big thing.
Are.
I mean, also, I think also with personal training and that stuff, you're getting out of bed and you're going to the gym because also someone else is holding you accountable as well.
Yeah, you're paying. Like, I had my first client ever. He goes, listen, I know how to work out. I need advice on, like, nutrition or, like, just pushing me to work out harder because someone's here telling me to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm paying you so I come. Like, and he ended up being, like, my favorite client. That's why we got the Brewers tickets. So that guy.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm literally paying you, so I have to come. I go, okay, cool. And if you don't come, I'm keeping your money. He goes, no, that you should.
You have a monetary gain, and you're like, all right, well, I paid someone for me to work out and get stronger. And yeah, I totally agree with that. The chiropractor thing.
By the way, real quick, do you see the camera going? Is there a time on it that says it's been recording for X amount of time?
It's been recording for 25 minutes.
Okay, thank God.
And 27 seconds.
Thank God. I freaked out a little bit there.
Your camera's not even on.
Go ahead.
It's all going to be me, baby. Anyways, chiropractors? If you're a chiropractor and you're watching this video, I applaud you. You're great. You keep doing God's work. For everyone else, chiropractors are a scam.
Yeah.
And I will never go to one ever again. I got told, so I have a thing where my hips are rotated. It was just like, they've always been bad since high school. It's just how it is. And I was like, I'm having some trouble like running and get stretched out, just painful. And I went to a chiropractor, and then they do the first thing of, let's take an X-ray.
Yeah.
And
then they have two lines, one where you should be, one where you're at.
Yeah.
It was like, how do I know you didn't draw this?
Yeah, it was like, all right, this is your spine. This looks bad, and we need to fix it. Here's your hips. This is the worst we've ever seen it. Your hips are the worst we've ever. And I'm like, I'm in my 20s at the time. I was like, I'm not. My hips aren't the worst you've ever seen. You've seen people with
double hip replacement.
Yeah. There's no. They're like, yeah. So they scheduled me for 74 appointments. 74. 74. And then they're like, well, you can just pay a monthly fee and come in. And the monthly fee was like $375 a month, which is more than what I was paying for my car.
That's like, yeah. They scheduled me. They're like, okay, so with your insurance, it'd be this, but you have this deductible, so it might be more. And they're like, how's after 2 appointments? I'm like, we learn nothing about each other. Like, how does 16 sound? I go, how about no?
Yeah.
How about I give it a little test run and see if the woman who weighs 85 pounds maybe can actually crack my back.
So then I do that. I'm like, oh my God, that's insane. And I was referred
Did
to.
you do all 74 sessions?
No, I was referred to by my at the time CAO. He was like, they helped me with my problem. They're gonna help you, and did not go. But I found a different one that was like way cheaper. And they were like, okay, we can get you fixed. And I'm going to actually, he's like, you need the x-rays. I can give an assessment and I can do that. And he did it and he was fine. He was okay. Stopped going to that guy because I stopped working there. And I told a buddy of mine that story. And I was like, oh yeah, they're a scam. I'm never going to go to one again. And he goes, oh, I have a friend who owns a chiropractor real close to where we are right now. That's why I thought it was them. And anyways, same thing.
What's it called?
We're not gonna go because it's even funnier. So I go to this place and they had this fun thing right away where you got to right as soon as you walk in, you answer a question, and it was like you put your you say yes, like you have to guess it as like four multiple choice.
Is it just like a basic trivia question?
It's a basic trivia question, and if you get it right, you get money off your appointment. Yeah, it was wild. Anyways, so I get there, and then they're like, okay, go in and do your, whatever you have to do, your little exercises you do, which are basic.
Why close? How close?
We can tell you how. Anyways, instead of like, cracking you like a normal chiropractor, like pushing on things and that, they use a machine. They use like a
clicker,
a little clicker,
yeah.
And they're like, and I was like, my hips hurt, and they're like, well, what starts
in
your
neck? Yeah.
and they did 2 clicks in my neck, and then we're like, all right, you're good to go. We'll see you next week or whatever I had the appointment for, and I leave, and I already paid for like 4 sessions. I went to all 4, and I leave, and I'm like, not a thing in my hips have been changed. They haven't even touched my hips yet. I was like, I don't know how a lot of chiropractors work, but they have not touched my hips yet. And if you have problems with your hip, maybe just see. Maybe just see. Like, what's up? And, so I left there. I never went back. And I told my buddy that, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. But he goes every week to them.
Yeah. I'm not completely, like, finished. Sorry.
So then comes my friend who said I should go. There's a wedding. I'm like, that was fun. And I get in the pew. We're kind of running a little late, and I get in the pew, and I sit down. I look to my left, and literally right next to me is the chiropractor that I just basically ghosted. And I was like, never gone to ever again. And he looks me directly in the eyes, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of just, oh God, oh fuck you, yeah, yeah. And then we were at the same table at the wedding. Never made eye contact with him once. Just tried to avoid him as much as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Could not.
I'm not completely unsold on the chiropractic stuff. Where I think with some of the stuff I go, like, it definitely you're releasing gas when they pop you or when they crack you and stuff like that, and it does feel good and it can relieve tension. And some of them give you like massages and whatnot, and just the muscle tension. Great. But the whole like we're adjusting you, like when I crack you, your neck's in a different. No, it's not. It's not in a different spot. It's the fact that my first time I went to a chiropractor when I was under my family insurance several years ago, they're like, it's only $50 a session to go. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. I can do that. Or it's like $50. In the first 30 minutes, the guy explained to me why his version of chiropractics is what it is and different than every other chiropractor you go to. I go, cool, I found the kook in the kook business.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always good to find, but what I eventually did is I went for my hips. I just went to PT, physical therapy place, and I got leaps and bounds better there.
Yeah.
I got massaged just like I would at the chiropractor place, but more intensive. They put stim on me. They so there's like the muscles that they're working. I think helps your bones even better.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're born crooked, it's not like we're gonna just you back. I had I talked about it for a while. Where the chiropractor I went to start, not the one I went to now. I have an appointment tomorrow. I got to finish my 5 sessions I agreed to do.
Yeah.
But I walked in and I saw the receptionist. I'm like, I'm here for my appointment. My brother referred me, like, oh, okay, cool. Like, sit down. He'll be in a second. And his dick entered the room before he did. He had the tightest khaki pants on I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was telling the new people this. They're like, why don't you go to the other place? I go, because he made me uncomfortable. He goes, do you understand why I'm cracking your back? I'm like, you should be cracking backs in a different industry, buddy. It is insane. I'm like, I can't stop. It's huge. Just the biggest. I'm like, all right, I'm going to lean into you. I go, do not enter me. Do not enter me. But, yeah, the gun thing, I asked, because in the consultation, like, all right, your spinal health, which is true. Like, a lot of it stems from your central nervous system.
Yeah.
And if you got your forward neck and whatnot and, like, pressure on it, I get it. Headaches, I understand that, and I believe that. But I go, hey, I have congestion issues. I get congested when I'm not sick. It just, like, I don't think it flows right all of a sudden. Sometimes I thought I had a deviated septum. And she goes, oh, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Fun fact about me, I have had a plugged ear since senior year of high school. This ear, I can pop and crack all the time. Like, I'll get plugged. I know I'm getting sick because this plugs even more faster than this one does. And so I go, hey, can you fix my congestion or try to? She goes, oh, yeah. She takes a little fucking mechanical pencil and puts it above my eyes and then puts it below my eyes, above my eyes, below my eyes. And then she takes my earlobe with a tissue and just goes, and then takes it with this one, and she goes, "You should be good to go now." I go, "No, I think you just almost ripped my earlobe off. That was it." And she goes, "Yeah, you'll probably feel that drain by the time you get to the car." I'm like, "Definitely not. You got a tissue for me I can take?" And they're like, "Nah."
That's so funny. I actually, your first story reminds me of a joke I used to tell, and this is the true story. There is a chiropractor in Clintonville, Wisconsin.
Do you want one of these, by the way?
Yeah, I'll take one of the Lambo Leaps. Leap and lemonades. So this is delicious, and it is a so it's Lambo Leap vodka, which is Leroy Butler's vodka.
Yeah.
And Robin Yount from the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh.
Lemonade. So it's vodka lemonades.
All in what looks like an Auntie Anne's pretzel can.
Yeah, and it's Wisconsin made.
Okay, I took the Apple Lantern roasted pumpkin hard cider.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize this was hard cider.
Oh, yeah, it's hard cider. You can also switch it.
Not anymore. I can't.
Okay.
Also, why is it called Apple Lantern but pumpkin cider?
Because apples are the cider. Oh, but so it would be Apple Lantern. So it would be a mixture of the two. Because you make...
Oh, so it's apple and pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it was just pumpkin, I would have been concerned.
Well, cider is normally apple. Anyways.
Yeah. Continue, sorry.
So there's a chiropractor in Clintonville, Wisconsin that is called the Pensis Chiropractor.
Are we going to bury them?
Pensis.
Oh,
And
boy.
during every homecoming, as soon as you go to Clintonville, there's a big sign that says Pensis, and it's massive. And every homecoming, someone sprays over the middle S. So it just says Penis Chiropractor. It's the greatest bank ever. Because the Pensis is the biggest thing you've ever seen in your time. They erected the biggest sign. It's just like...
Oh, they erected it, didn't they?
The biggest part is the Pensis.
Yeah, they may have had too much vandalism that they moved down and became Price Chiropractic where I went.
Interesting. I don't know what I'll have to Google what the place was.
That you were going to?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very close there.
Is it on this street or is it more on the street I work on?
Oh. I have to look at it.
Okay. Is it like a chain or is it like a family business?
I don't remember. I have to...
Because I go to Chiro 1.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not...
I'm pretty sure it's a decent company. Maybe if I said I need more help, they'd give it to me. But they're like, hey, can you use this pre-course stretching machine? And then some interns like, this is how you do it. I go, 1, there's directions on it that show me how to do it. 2, I run the gym that does have your promo. We got these all over the place. Stop telling me to do this.
My favorite thing is, like, obviously everyone is just trying to get some sort of healthy way. Like, there's so many... Like, you ever watch, like, 80s and 90s, like, things people want to do just for their health? Like, you ever see those, like, machines where someone, like, stands on it and they just it, like, shakes
they're
them?
like, oh, you'll lose weight if you just move
You
your
just
feet.
shake your
Yeah.
body. Like, yeah. I was like, that's... But to somebody, that was like, yeah, we'll just lose if you just keep shaking, you know?
Which technically is, like, you're just moving your body, so that's their thought process.
Yeah. But everyone's always trying to do... There's so many health... The shake weight. Like, there's so many... Yeah.
That's
Clip it. But everyone's just trying to do something, man. It's like they're trying to, like,
Which
be
is good
healthy.
for them. Also, everyone's trying to make a buck, so...
Which is also good for them. I mean...
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah, of course. There's also genuine ways to make a buck and be genuine with it. I hope not. I'm not trying to scam people out of a buck. I think that's where it gets.
Trying to scam people with, like, health and wellness stuff is kind of where I think chiropractor would be where I draw the line. Like, that's as far as I'd be, like, comfortable paying for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like a hypnotist to try and not do something, I think that's when I...
Ooh, do you not believe in hypnotists?
I don't know. So when I was at the state fair in North Carolina with Rachel, there was, like, a comedy hypnotist. And I was watching him, and she's like, I ain't buying this bullshit. I go, I'm kind of like, I'm into it. And I wanted to see, but he did this, like, whole routine. It took way too fucking long to get everyone hypnotized. He goes, all right, this is going to hypnotize you. He picks people from the audience, brings them up, and then does the hypnotist thing again. And then he does a second test where he just like yanks on them, and if they don't fall asleep, they stay awake. He's like, "Oh, you're not hypnotized."
Yeah.
And it's like,
so what?
How many of these are plants?
But yeah, but I mean, yes,
Are they
and
plants?
no, I don't think so. At least I don't know. But like, apparently, some people are more susceptible to getting hypnotized than others.
Yeah, it's gullibleness.
Oh, okay.
If you're just like,
That's
I
fair.
believe it, and you actually let your body relax that much.
Yeah.
Because do you believe in it?
No.
So
but
would you let your body, when they're like, all right, if you relax
I don't think
enough and not in the back of your head, be like, this fucking
yeah,
spook is
it's
gonna...
hard to get out of my head. I
Yeah.
think that's a problem. I would be terrible for a hypnotist, but I did watch one time, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And then I bought the mental, like, you're supposed to do this, like,
Yeah.
it's just basically just meditation. Is what it is. You're trying to be in a state of meditation, but it's I find those people so mesmerizing though. Like they're the hypnotists and the mentalists.
The
and the
mentalist
people
is crazy. And that's like, they're doing prep work before. They're in the building, and they know their target beforehand.
Yeah.
And they're walking by, like, the Bengals one. I don't know if you saw, like, the Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
Where, like,
yeah.
you know that guy walked by Burrow before and had, like, specific sentences that was like, all right, have you ever had this, like, the number 3 at Subway and stuff like that? Like, that's what I ordered today for lunch. Or, like, what'd you get? And they're like, whatever. And then 4 hours later, he's probably going to say number 3 because it's in his head.
I know it's so wild how they do it, and like seeing kind of behind the scenes is very cool. I think to me, so I could do card tricks. I could do card tricks that make you like right now would be like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But then once you found out how I do it, you're
It's
like,
not as cool.
it's not as cool.
Yeah. It is interesting. I'm the same way, and I love the card tricks. That's how I actually got Rachel. It's a card trick, magic trick.
No, Rachel, God, what do you stayed with him after seeing a magic trick?
Yeah, I showed her the
Do you have some cards? I would love to see a magic trick.
I need like a table. You know the 21 one?
Yeah, blackjack.
No,
I know how to play blackjack.
it's technically a math card trick.
Okay, yeah, I can do one of those. Yep.
Yeah, that. And I was like, it's the only one I knew, because I know that one, and then it's all like sleight of hand stuff.
Three
and,
rows
like,
of 7?
Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
I know that one. Yep.
And then one where I can slap the cards out of your hand, and I can get your card to be the last card.
That's fun. I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fun one. I do.
But it's a show, because
yeah.
that 3 rows of 7 one, you can end it in multiple places, like,
Mhm.
and it makes it way cooler.
I used to hustle people on that one. That's always a fun thing. Cause the 21 one, I know your card before I even pick up the pile.
Yeah.
So what I used to do is I used to text them the card, and they wouldn't, like, obviously they're in the middle of a card trick, so they wouldn't look at their phone, and then I would then show them their card, and then they'd be like, oh, that's great, and then they'd grab their phone and see that I also put their card on there, and it would blow their mind.
Yeah, it is a show. And if you get someone who's done it enough, because every time I want to do it for someone, I gotta like, hey, let me go to the room. Like, I gotta reteach myself real fast.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty. Once you get it, you're like, oh, this is a joke.
Oh, after the podcast, we're gonna just do card tricks.
Yeah. But I used to, because I love the magic stuff. You ever seen the Now You See Me movies?
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, love them. Like, my top 3 jobs I could have in life, if I could pick, I'm dead serious. No, is con man, comedian, country music singer. Like those in that order. If I could be
all those are kind of the same in a way.
But like, you ever seen White Collar?
No, that was never. But I have seen The Mentalist.
I haven't seen that. But it's basically White Collar is an art thief who's like really good at knowledgeable at stuff no one else is knowledgeable at.
Yeah.
But it's like high stakes, high worth stuff.
Yeah.
Art thief.
You
would
like The Mentalist.
Forging stuff, yeah.
If you like that, then because like Mentalist is basically a guy who like did like hypnotist, did tricks, did something like that, and then kind of gets in trouble with the law.
As every show, and then has to help the law.
And then,
find other people.
but yeah, and then basically that's what like he can prove that it wasn't him by doing like tricks and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's White Collar, art thief.
Yep, same thing. Or his psych.
Help us find other,
where he predicts that he's psychic, but really he's just very observant
Mm-hmm.
and can So
Yeah, I love that stuff. I tried teaching myself like cool shuffles and whatnot, but I don't think my hands have the dexterity to do it.
What's your favorite card game? Like, do you like cards?
I hate it.
You don't like cards,
So
but you
I
love.
fucking hate card games.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I know there's one card game I like. It's called golf.
Shocker, they like golf.
Yeah. It's easy enough, but it's still a little bit of a thinker. And it's not overly complicated. It's almost like you're playing Go Fish, or not Go Fish, but like you're just matching cards kind of thing.
Okay.
Only one I like to play, and then there's one other game, Liar's Dice, but that's just with dice. Liar's
Love
Dice,
that one.
Liar's
That's a
Dice.
good one.
I was just taught that this past May.
Oh yeah.
Good game.
Love
Good
that
game.
one. Love that one. It's like the card game BS.
Yeah.
One.
And
Yeah.
so I'll play those. Anyone ever asks, like, you want to play cribbage? You want to play one? I don't know how to play. Two, go fuck yourself. I don't.
Cribbage
wanna
is
play.
all right. Cribbage is. I need to play with someone who knows if I miscount, because a real cribbage player would not tell the other person that they missed points, so you could leave points on the board.
Yeah.
I
I don't even know what you're talking about.
If you know cribbage, you know that one. That from
I
me.
got a good cribbage story too.
But euchre is a fun game.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Never played
big hunting game. We play some euchre.
Not by us. I asked my dad and my buddy, "Do you want to play card
Yeah.
games?" They're like, "Fuck off." No.
They just don't want to play with you.
No. Instead, we just drank an absurd amount of beer and whiskey, and then we put on stand-up comedy, and that's it.
Who did you put on for the?
The last couple of years, I've put on Segura, my favorite, Segura, Schultz. My dad likes Bargatze, so we're putting on him.
Bargatze's great.
We put on Shane Gillis this year.
Oh, he's so good.
We had a podcast, and we had Theo's podcast on for a while. We had a Rogan episode with Schultz on for a while. Just kind of background noise with stupidity. Get my dad to laugh. And then all of a sudden my dad slosh. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, where'd the whiskey go?" He goes, "Dude, I was overserved." I go, "The bottle's next to you. You're pouring it yourself."
Me and Josh just saw Stavi.
How was that?
Riverside. Great. He is, for as much shit as but he's a character. Obviously, he's a character. I was very impressed by his joke structure and what he did on stage.
That's a good feeling,
Because-
rather than the opposite.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously, everyone's shitting on Matt Rife's special now, which is very funny because we feel very validated for her.
Does he have a new one out?
He has a new one on Netflix, and everyone hates it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the big thing now. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, big thing. Like everybody's just shitting on the special, and like
But
no one
why?
liked it because it's not good, and like there's no punchlines, and like he's trying to be edgy but not. But like he doesn't know his lane when he's all just strictly
Jokes.
good looking,
Yeah.
and that's why the people are there. So you do a bunch of crowd work, and you have to shoot a special. You can't just do crowd work, you know.
What is your take on that situation? Because quite frankly, like, if any one of us had that rise, I'm
Oh, it's a
happy
crazy
for the
rise,
guy.
yeah.
Like, that's awesome. Like, I think comedy is subjective, and I think he is such a hateable person where that kind of hate wouldn't happen to someone. Like, if that same special was put out by someone who wasn't as attractive and as popular from TikTok for doing crowd work,
He doesn't get that special.
no one probably wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Two, no one would say anything.
I think
though.
that's the problem. It's on Netflix.
It would just
like,
be
it's like-
another Netflix special.
It's the part of like people are. I think the people that don't like it is because the rise seems like he's skipping points. He's skipping to
But
the
was
front
he?
of
Because
the
he's
line.
been doing it since he was 16.
But he's skipping to the front of the line of like, there's Road Dogs that should be on Netflix that aren't. You know,
Yeah, but at the same time,
like how
he
many?
took advantage
Yeah,
of the system, as you should. I mean, it's like,
but also the system is kind of also for what's now and what's popular.
yeah,
And it's kind of like just handpicking. Like when you see a TikTok star do stand up, how do you feel about that? Like, and get a room that people who've been doing it for years.
yeah. No, I get where you're coming from.
You know?
It's
Especially when we're in the business. Like imagine seeing someone that I admire and I think would be amazing on Netflix. That if you put a talent, Sam Talent.
Yeah.
If you put one of his specials on Netflix, amazing, great. But is he putting in more work than Matt Rife? Probably.
Who knows? That's
Is
the thing.
Kinane on Netflix? I don't even think Kinane's on Netflix.
I think he's got 20 minutes on Netflix. He's in.
He was on the stand-ups. The stand-ups, yeah.
No, I
your
can't.
Pattons, your Torreses.
I can't bring myself to hate it, mainly because one, it wasn't by his design to blow up.
True.
And two, if that's what works, let's say, we're kind of doing the same thing. Hear me out. Let's say we don't get views. I fucking do this, and someone watches it. And that's good for us.
Yeah.
Now, the crowd work's good for him. He didn't choose for that one video to blow up and then it go on from here. And then playing the system. If someone told you, hey, if you do this, you're going to have... Why would you not fucking do that?
Yeah, but also, there's also come a point where I want him to succeed. I want him to have good jokes. I want him to kill his special. He also ends his special, his brand new one, I thought I only do crowd work, and drops the mic. So it's he knows the gag.
Yeah.
He's leaning into it, the
That's a little... But at the same... Yeah.
And so it's he knows that he thinks he just killed it. And everyone watches it and they're like, this is not it, man.
Yeah, it also depends on who you're seeing reply to it, because there probably also is a decent amount of people I fucking loved it. Who knows?
From I know people that are fans that say they don't like it. That they're fans of.
Are they fans of Matt
his
Rife,
look?
the look,
Yeah,
or Matt Rife,
his look,
the comedian?
Yeah, the look.
Yeah,
and that's true because that's what it is.
And a lot of his fans, and I think he would even agree with this, that they're not really fans. There are not groupies. I don't know the term. They want to be the next clip. And if they're not the next clip, they're like, oh, what's the point? There's no and that's a part of what people are like, oh, stand-up's getting ruined because the crowd work. I don't think that.
I think you're getting a lot more of the people that come out that are not stand-up fans.
Yeah,
be more talky. That's all. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're giving permission to a lot of people to talk, and
exactly.
That's
and that's the only thing. I don't think it's ruined because crowd work has been around way before Matt Rife, and it's going to be around way after Matt Rife.
I also think it's the most natural form of comedy.
Yeah.
Because guarantee crowd work is the reason every single one of us is doing comedy. Crowd work it originates from us with our group of friends, making them laugh from a one-liner or two. Oh, I might actually be able to do this.
Yeah.
It's also kind of what a lot of us enjoy the most because it's not our material.
Yeah.
And we're sick of doing it, and you write doing it, and it feels natural. You feel like, oh, I actually am a comedian. I'm not just a robot. That's why I say every musician wants to be a comedian. Every comedian wants to be a musician. We want to do fucking, ugh.
But it's also, I mean, you're 100% right on that, and it's so fun for when you get a good audience member that is playing along with the bit, and we're engaging in crowd work. It's I just did a show not too long ago. It was a Marvel show.
Yeah.
And I think I told you about the I was talking about how my dad is terrible on Facebook and all this other stuff, and somebody pointed out they're obviously elder father.
Oh, yeah.
And that I was like, I bet you have a flip phone. Sure enough, clips it off his belt.
Yeah.
Just has a flip phone. And we talked about that for we derailed the show for a good 5 to 7 minutes of just riffing off his flip phone. And that was after the show, you tell me what I remembered. I did 30 minutes. You tell me what I remembered from that show is 7 minutes of me talking about
that's the fun part.
Flip phone.
It also makes the audience feel like they're in the moment. There is nothing, at least comedy-wise, you want to feel like it is you and that guy on stage or girl. The minute you're they talked at me for 45 minutes, you lost me as a fan. I'm don't feel like I was a part of anything. You want to feel part of it, but not actually be a part of it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's also breaking the third wall. It's almost breaking because one comedian once said it, like if we make it look like we are just talking and relaxing and not even doing anything, like taking it easy, that's when we're the best.
Absolutely.
And we work so hard to get to that
point where like
to the audience thinks, oh, this dude just. So then we're just having a conversation. That's what people are thinking. That's what you want.
I think the biggest compliment. I don't know if it's a compliment for me. Growing up watching stand up and thinking back, like, oh, maybe this is kind of what I've always wanted to do is do stand up. Is I used to sit in my dad's office in our house growing up when Netflix first came out. And you can only get the DVDs or the online, like, whatever. And I would watch Blue Collar Comedy. I would watch Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, Ron White, those guys. And I loved, like, Bill Engvall because he told stories.
Yeah.
He was, like, my first Tom Segura. It's Bill Engvall. And I, in my head, honestly thought, I was like, it is amazing that guy just got on stage and just started talking.
Yeah.
Just started talking.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't, in my head, that wasn't scripted. That was off the top of his head. And smooth.
It's wild.
It's wild.
It's
but
crazy.
that's a compliment to that comedian.
Yeah. And what they don't see is they practice so many hours doing that. Like that has been
not even on stage, in their head, in the car.
Yeah,
and
in
like
the
everyone's
car,
got their
writing
own
it down, crossing it out. Like, yeah, it's going to a shitty open mic for 5 minutes to get this
naughty. Going to an open mic you might not even get on at. Which, by the way, great that we both got on Voyager.
yeah. And that's always fun though. Like that's why Voyager is fun because you don't know if you're gonna be on or not. You go there sometimes you get on, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, I got there and the first time. So that's my second time ever there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
First time you brought Rachel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was all bucket spots. And in my head, I was like, oh, it's always bucket spots. I forgot it's also kind of a planned show too. So I was like, oh, there's 6 of them. Like, I got a decent chance. Especially when I showed up and there was 4 of us there. And it was going to go on. And then it fills out well.
Yeah.
It's a fun place.
It's a fun place. It's a good room because it's
intimate.
It's also kind of how I love comedy that's in a dark basement almost.
Oh, it's the best.
It's you can play more. Like, you can just goof around.
I love Brandon's Dugout 54.
Yeah,
I really
another
do
great
love
one.
That room.
I love that's like people are also almost on the stage for that one. That's always fun.
I love it. I love that there's someone like right
did
here.
you ever hear the story of me doing that show? There was someone that's to the left, and so obviously our buddy Diego was taking pictures.
Trash pimp, and to the left, they're literally just eating to the left of me, laughing, having a good time. And I was like, "What are you guys having?" And they're like, "Oh, we got this." Like, they got the sampler platter, so they had everything on there. I take an onion ring off of there, and I give it to an audience member, and I start taking food off their plate, and it's like fun.
Eating, and I'm like, there's so many pictures of me, and then I put an onion ring on me, there's pictures that after Diego sent the pictures, like, oh, here's a bunch of pictures of you, and you could tell pre and post me talking to this couple, because pre I'm just like talking, and then post I just have onion rings on my hands.
I love it.
Did not talk about the onion rings at all, ever. I never brought attention to them. I just put them on her hands and just kept going with the story. It was just very fun.
See, I did the exact opposite last time I did that show. It was I did the Asmus one, which I was like, Michael, just get on, get off. This isn't your show. And then Chastity.
Oh yeah.
It's the first time Chastity looked at me and goes, that was fucking good. And I was like, I'm on cloud 9 right now. But I get on, and again, someone right to the left of me, like 2 of them, and I go, what are you eating right now? And I didn't know people could eat down there until that show. That's the first time I did it. And she goes, the salmon salad. I go, excuse me? She goes, yeah, the blackened salmon salad. I go, we're in the adjacent room, basement bar. Like, where are you getting this food from? And just ripped on this salmon salad for 15 minutes, and it killed. I loved it. I go, what are you drinking? She's like, Mai Tai. I go, where are you with your night right now?
Honestly, a black salmon sounds great, but that is not the place. That's not the place.
If anyone knew this room, it's as wide as this garage, which is, I don't know, if I did my wingspan, it's 1.5 of me.
Yeah.
And bar in the back, it's grimy. It's
great.
perfect.
It's a killer room.
I love that place. It's a good time. Brandon, have us back. We'll do a Fat Chance show. Stand-up show.
Yeah, should it go me, you, Jack?
No, it shouldn't.
Jack should headline. Have him just.
Jack hasn't been stand-up in a year. Maybe
I know.
Go
Just have
Jack,
him just go
me,
headline.
you.
That'll be very fun to see what he comes up with. Then
Jack talk for 30 minutes. He just goes, "I'm gonna take my shoes off."
You know, Jack could do it though. That's the thing.
Any one of us could talk for 30 minutes. We've been doing an hour a week for the last 21 weeks now.
That's a good question. How many hours do you think you have? Do you think you have an hour?
Do I think I have an hour?
No. Okay,
No.
so
I've been
line
doing
up all your jokes. Line them all.
I got them on my note. Well, I did this about 4 months ago.
Okay.
I went through in my head, off the top of my head, I go, what are ones you'd be willing to do at a show? Not ones you've tried once or twice, whatever. You'd be willing to shoot. You've done at shows, practice. It's probably 20.
Sure.
But mine are longer.
Yeah.
So if you ask me to talk for 30 minutes, I could easily talk for 30 minutes.
You
But here's the
stretch
thing.
it.
I'm reaching 2 years of consistently doing stand-up comedy in a month. I haven't been doing it even 2 years.
That's good then. I mean, it's also good. Like, there are people that don't even do it for 2 years and say they have 20. You know, like, there's people that...
I'm realistic about it. Like, I could easily, if you asked me to do 20 right, that's, in my head, not hard. Things that flow together, not hard. That would take me 6 jokes.
Yeah. There's a couple people that reach out to, like, Don't Tell, and I know they just started. And then they're like, I got 30. And I'm like, where?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen your 5. You don't have 5.
Yeah, I got 6 of those.
I'm like, you ain't got it yet. Like, you haven't even tightened that first joke.
My favorite part about Sam, though, is, like, when I'm on shows and I want to mix it up. I love, and I knew that I liked this in school. I hate writing papers.
Yeah.
But when I got to the point where, like, I would make, like, a little outline when I tried, and I go, holy shit, this all weirdly flows together, and I can bring it back. Like, I like bringing things back.
Yeah.
I love that with jokes. I'm like, oh, I can make this one go into this, but I can also make this one go into this, and then I'll put this one afterwards.
Yeah.
And I can bring this weirdly back to this. Love it.
The segues and making it flow does the thing that we were talking about where, we are making it look like to the audience that
effortless.
We are just talking.
Yeah.
They don't know that joke was supposed to be wrote, and then that joke was at a different time. We just
I
meshed
actually wrote
it together.
this joke before this one.
And then that one just
after this
added
one.
onto this one. Yeah, it's like, it's a crazy math
I
problem.
love it. It's so fun.
You have your phone on loud?
Rachel just landed to her connecting
like
flight.
A crazy... Where does she flying to?
Atlanta right now.
What's she doing in Atlanta?
Connecting flight back home. She took her mom, used our tickets, went to first Packer game. Not her first, but her mom's first Packer game. She's been to Atlanta before, but never to the game.
My parents were there.
Great game to go to for your first game.
My dad and my little sister were there. And me and my mom watched the Packer game by so it was like a weird thing. So we have obviously the same tickets you do.
Yeah.
And my dad and my little sister went, and they were in the sun the whole time.
Ooh.
But they had tassel caps, and like they thought it would be cold.
Yeah.
They were roasting.
Yeah.
And didn't have like a hat. So my dad, there's a funny picture. My dad took the seat that, like, because we get the thing, he put it on his head. And it had perfectly put her on his ears, so he didn't have to like be hands free. And the hat was,
I'm gonna need that picture.
My little sister got it. It's very funny.
We're putting that in the episode.
Yeah, and then me and my mom watched the Packer game. Because my mom, she likes sports, and she is such a sweet, sweet lady.
Yeah.
Like, when people get hit, she goes, ooh. You know, like, she's like, you know.
My parents, the opposite. It's always like, we fucking suck.
Yeah. But no, but she was in it to win it. And then she goes, Judd, I'm not going to talk. Because, like, I am very adamant when I watch the Packer game. I'm like, in it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I know, like, had this guy open. We had a hold there. Like, I get it. Like, I'll be able to call flags before they happen. And she at halftime I'm like flipping to the other channel to watch the other game because I have fantasy players.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, put the Packers back on." I was like, "It's halftime and they're not gonna be on." She goes, "Oh, I think they're probably on."
I think it just ended.
I flip back and like I was like, "See?" And she goes, "Oh, okay." So then I flick it back. As Packers about to start, I flip back and perfect timing. They go to commercial. I flip back to the old game because it's getting close.
Yeah.
And I had some fantasy players playing, and she goes, "Oh, flip back to Packers. I think they're on." Missed it. I will flip back to Burger King commercial. Flip back. All right. She goes, "Okay." And then I flip Packers. Packers win. And the Packers go on a commercial. Flip it back. She goes, "Oh, I think it's back." Flip it back. Burger King commercial. Like it was like to the T when she could like tell me when Burger King commercials were on. That should mean she wanted me to go back to the Packer game. It was insane. Like she never got one right
Did you
at
get a
all.
Whopper after the game?
Whopper. But it was the snack wraps that they were showing. But yeah,
Snack wraps.
they have snack wraps at the Burger King, and my mom is at perfect timing when every time the commercial's
I
on.
bet she gets Burger King for lunch once this week.
Dude, that might be true. I don't know. My parents aren't big.
Fast food eaters?
Yeah. My mom cooks a lot. What's your fast food?
Like a go-to?
Yeah.
Dude, I stopped I don't know. Qdoba, Chipotle maybe. Would
That's
I even
fair.
consider
Wait, you're not like a what like
late night Taco Bell McDonald's guy? No, if I had to build the dream fast food lineup like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, McDonald's breakfast, Chick-fil-A lunch, Taco Bell late night.
that's an insane lineup, by the way. There's no way you're having a good day the next day.
No, like if no repercussions.
There
but like,
used to be
Chick-fil-A is the best lunch option, Taco Bell's the best dinner, and McDonald's best breakfast.
There used to be a commercial that said, if your morning was hell, go to Taco Bell. And I used to say, if your morning is hell, you probably already went to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I like things that are like fast food, but like they're not like the Qdobas, the Chipotle. That's
yeah.
fun.
When I think fast food, I don't think Doba, Chipotle. I don't even think Culver's.
How about a sub place? Do you think like
no, I don't.
No, you don't.
No.
Jimmy John's is so fast.
I think that's. Yeah, it's fast food.
I would say it's
but
almost
it's
like
not-
freaky fast.
Yeah. Wow. I guess we gotta classify it as like McDonald's, Taco Bell, and like Chick-fil-A is kind of like a weird middle, or like a Burger King, Wendy's. That's like fast fried food.
I hate how friendly they are. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Don't meet me before my car. But like I see.
Oh, I get stressed. Listen,
I see
I'm in
you-
line trying to figure out what I want. If you're walking up here with your iPad and your little vest on, you're like,
Like,
"Can
I
I
see
help
where
you,
the
sir?" I
menu
go,
is. I'm like,
"I
oh.
just left work."
I'm not taking questions right now at the moment.
If it was up to Chick-fil-A, they'd be outside my
Yeah.
door, being like, "Hey, do you know what you want in a week?" I go, "No, I don't."
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they meet you too early. Yeah, it's.
They give you no time to think, and then you have pressure.
It's. Yeah. You almost like default to the original, or
Also,
like whatever like your program.
Are
your
you
default is.
a responsible fast food orderer, or are you? Because whenever, at least for me, if I'm getting fast food, I'm hungry, and I might be a little buzzed. I have no like filter, no like, hey, maybe we don't need all this. If I'm getting fast food, I get way too much. Like a normal fast, if you can get a $10 worth of fast food,
Yeah.
like realistically, go to Taco Bell, get the number 7, whatever that is. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna satisfy your craving. But in my head, I'm like, the number 7 will be good. I get some chicken chalupas. Give me that bean burrito. It's only $1. Oh, and then give me the dessert. Then you have 2 of it, and you're like, I ain't fucking eating this. So you put it in the fridge. You're like, I'll have it later.
Yeah,
You
like
don't.
I mean, I'm not a big fast food eater. Like I'm the same way as you.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't go to a lot of fast food. So like if I'm there, that means I'm on the road and I'm very hungry.
Yeah.
I guess I am a little compulsive. Like I think if I'm at McDonald's and
I always add something.
I'm like, if you get chicken nuggets, that's not gonna fill you up.
Get a burger too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a McChicken. It's a big chicken nugget.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Give me 10 and a big one. That's basically what it is.
It's really what it is. I do the same thing. If I'm going to get fast food, though, my options, like my ideal ones, it's the Chick-fil-A's is probably actually the grossest one. Chick-fil-A's delicious though. Culver's. I love sub places. Cousins.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's. Hate Subway.
Well, what's your favorite out of those? What's your favorite sub place?
Cousins, and then
Cousins
Jersey
great.
Mike's.
Jersey Mike's is great.
And then
I didn't
Jimmy
have
John's.
Jersey Mike's.
Jimmy John's is quick. Jimmy John's is like, hey, we're going out tonight. Let's go get a sub real quick.
one Potbellies.
Yeah, too much of it in college. I'm over it. I like the cold sub.
Okay.
I like the cold sub.
Okay.
Otherwise, like Noodles and Company.
I had that today.
Really?
Yeah, because we had a work meeting. I had Noodles and Company.
You know what I miss at Noodles? This would have been what I'm not thankful for. I haven't even edited that yet, but this is what I'm not thankful for. Them getting rid of the bread you used to be able to get at Noodles and Company. You used to be able to get like a pan bread or something like that. I would get the Big Mac and cheese, crusted chicken breast over the top, and then you get a side of like almost like naan bread, and then I'd make a mac and cheese chicken taco with it, and then eat the rest of.
Wow, I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh my god, it
sounds like
dude. I'm
gibberish.
King Carbo, but I loved it.
It sounds great though.
Mac and cheese taco, delicious.
Yeah, I like getting something new from Noodles Company. I'm a big fan. I'll eat noodles without company. It's just like
I love
anytime.
pasta. Pasta's great. What's an underrated? No, I don't think I'll ever get. I was thinking about this the other day. Is like when I was in high school, I'm like, I didn't care about what I ate at all. And now I was thinking like, I used to like Panda Express because you got so much food. And in my head, I think on the way back from hunting, I don't know if I'll ever eat at Panda Express again. I don't know if I'll ever eat at Panda Express again. I go, I don't know if I'll ever eat at an Arby's ever again. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm never craving it that bad to go get it over something else.
See, the thing was, I grew up with a lot less options than I have now.
Yeah.
And I probably eat way healthier than I did when I had less options.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like, I'm going to like just the grocery store getting food.
You're not as active now, so you realize food is way more important in your life than before. Whereas you were doing the multiple sports. Like, for a lot of people, the freshman 15 isn't because you're eating, drinking more. Yeah, you're drinking more. Probably actually eating less than you did in high school. You're moving less, is that freshman 15.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the freshman 15s happened to a lot of people, but obviously it didn't help. I mean, I played sports in college, so it didn't happen to me, thankfully. But it was like, but you also on a regiment in college when you play sports where you're like, oh, I'm working out this time. I'm eating this time.
Yeah.
Like you literally have this time, and then like
there is no time to get bored and just eat because you're bored.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people in college, they have a freedom about themselves where they're like, oh, I haven't had this much time.
It's insane.
Do stuff.
Do you remember, like, in high school when football practice ended and you could just go home after school? And you're like, it's daylight outside. Like, you get home, it's 2:30. You're like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah. The freedom in college is like, oh, I don't have any responsibilities right now. Like, there's a guy I know that flunked out of college because he played too much Call of Duty. Just because no one was.
It took 9 years to get through college.
There was no one there to be like, hey, don't play Call of Duty till 4 a.m. There was no one there to tell him that.
Yeah.
And he flunked out.
College is like the weeder class to life. It really is. You can't. It's the ultimate. College is a huge social experiment too.
Oh yeah,
you're just like,
for sure.
You know what sounds like a great idea? Let's take 40,000 kids, put them in one town. Let's get really loose with the rules bars, and just say, hey, you should go to school.
Yeah.
But let's make it cost a lot of money for their parents, and say, let's see what happens. And you know what? Some of them become doctors and lawyers. Some of them are like, why the fuck did we pay for school? Some of them are just like middle of the road. And I'm kind of middle of the road. I mean, I do weird things. It's connections now, but
it's your choose your own venture, bud. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, college is what you make of it, and that's what any kind of school is what you make of it.
College, not. I mean, high school, kinda, but
I mean, like, I grew up in a very small town, so like, there's people that I know that college was not right for them. College
absolutely
would have literally, they would be throwing money in the garbage going to college. So like, they went to tech schools or they went to trades in high school. There's a couple people that I know that they would go half day at school and the other half day they go to work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're welding. like, yeah, go learn that trade because that's what you want to do.
You're gonna make more
in your
money
life.
than most of us.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. Is money the key to happiness?
part of it.
Fair enough.
I think people are lying to themselves if it doesn't help.
Sure.
I don't think it's the key. No.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's a good PED.
I think, the key to happiness is what you make. Also, like what you do and pursue and passionate about. But also, money can fuel what you're passionate about as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're passionate about running, you should have some money to get some good shoes and have some money. To
yeah.
do, like you're gonna use the money that you do on the things you're passionate. I think that's where the happiness comes in.
Absolutely. It's a good. I mean, it's literally funding what you want to do. This is a good way to end this too, because I used to end the normal episodes with fun but serious questions.
Yeah.
I don't know what the key to happiness is. I think the key to happiness is actually is balance. I mean, that's half of my little like walk the line tattoo. You're gonna sway one way a little bit. You're gonna have to sway back to get back to the middle. Money's not the key to happiness. Things aren't the key to happiness. I don't even think friends or like family, or I think it's a culmination of everything. I think if I had to say one thing, it's being not complacent, but having the ability to appreciate where you are while maintaining a drive to continue. Because if you appreciate where you are, but that's it, you become complacent and you go stagnant. We need problems to solve. Whether like you believe it or not, your life could be perfect right now. But as humans, we create problems. That's what we do to solve them. Whether it's minute, like, hey, you get up, have all the money in the world, like, what's your problem? Your problem is you're hungry, so you go solve it. You're like, I'm antsy. I'm going to go for a run. You solve it. Like, having something to work towards, but appreciating that you're working towards it, I think is my key.
Yeah. It's good. I like that. Yeah.
Should we end it?
Yeah. Fat Chance Podcast.
Road to 1,000, baby.
Road to 1,000.
Also, Merry Christmas.
Like and subscribe to the podcast.
We maybe clip this. I don't know. If anyone knows a Christmas bar in the Milwaukee area that is willing to let us record at it, either during busy hours, preferably not, maybe a little early, that's decorated to the nines. I mean, I want Santa all over it, okay? And that just turned us off every... Let us know, because I think it'd be fun to just do a little Christmas bar review and jingle all the way.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
We're done.